Right then, good morning. Beautiful night out here. So snug as a bug in a rug. Oh, hot cans. Suppose this is my not so bushcrafty breakfast, but I just got a little story that I wanna share with you. How one of these saved my life. As most of you know, I'm ex-armed forces. I was in the army, and every so often we used to get taken out on what they call external leadership, where a company of guys would go out, and on this occasion we were out in Wales, around Snowdonia National Park. Well, you can see the steam coming off this. So we're doing a walk called Trefan. And those of you who are familiar with the area, we were in there midwinter sort of time. So we went up and we were doing really well. It was a section competition. And as you can see, this is working really well now. It was a section competition, intersection competition, to get up over Trefan and back down at a certain checkpoint. You're very noisy. And we were doing really well up until the point where the mist and the fog started to come in. Bearing in mind we were in minimal kit, lightweights and t-shirts, and the mist, the fog started to roll in, and I had suggested that we just stay there for the night, get bugged in, as it were. Now the section commander officer, he was more interested in winning the competition, and he had suggested that we took a direct approach and came straight off the mountain. And he suggested we took a certain direction, and I was in charge of the section at the time, and I said no. I was looking at the contour lines on the map, and I wasn't that familiar with the area, but when contour lines are on top of each other, you ain't going down there anyway. He went over me, he overruled me, he outranked me. I couldn't stand there and argue with the guy. So, as a result, we start descending, and it got steeper and steeper and harder and harder. And it got to the point where we couldn't actually see each other. There were 7 of us. And it got that dangerous that we just had to stop and assess the situation. And we looked at each other, and we were all on like different cracks, different crags as it were, on this rock face. And we just stopped. And we couldn't go up, we couldn't go down, we were stuck. Temperatures dropped very, very quickly, and it got very dark very quickly. And the morale was fine. I mean, we were all singing and laughing and joking. I think we must have sang like Bohemian Rhapsody about 20 times. And there was a lot of banter and a lot of crack, and then it got quieter, and then out of nowhere we heard this, and we knew that there was a helicopter coming. Anyway, helicopter came in, and the big searchlight came on, and it was scanning this rock face that we were on, and we were stood there and we were burning our maps, but the fog was that thick. Anyway, the searchlight was scanning up, trying, and we thought, yes, they're going to find us. And just about 50 foot below our lowest guy on the rock face, the light just turned off. Helicopter turned around and went. And the Mirage dropped at that moment. Well, we started to be a bit more concerned. I was absolutely freezing cold at this moment. I mean, if you've never felt minus 10, minus 12 in lightweights and t-shirts, so bitterly cold. And then I started to feel warm. I was on my own, on this edge, this ledge. I couldn't go up, couldn't go down, and I started to feel warm. And I knew that I was coming down into a hypothermic state. Anyway, I managed to wedge myself into, I think they call it a chimney, a crack in the rock. And I managed to wedge half of my body in it. And I fell asleep. So, the next thing I know, I wake up and there's a headlight, a torch in my face. Asking if I'm alright. I was completely dazed and confused. They'd airlifted this guy from the Lake District. By all accounts, there are only 7 people in the UK that can climb this rock face. It's called the Devil's Kitchen. We had no idea it was called the Devil's Kitchen. Anyway, they'd airlifted this guy in, and he climbed up in the fog, and he woke me up, and everybody else seemed quite surprised that I was there, because while I was asleep, a Bergen had actually slipped off the ledge, and they thought that I'd fallen, and they were screaming my name out. But I didn't answer. I was asleep. Well, anyway, freezing cold, confused. They rappelled us off this edge, this cliff face. They got us set up, got us all snuggled up, got us underneath a few blankets. One of the guys cracked open this, a hot can. I'd never seen one, but I remember the taste. And this is courtesy of my friend, Mr. Famanaman. Cheers, Tom. Saved my life. So I really don't know what to say. All you guys who go out camping, you're very prepared. You don't expect to get into a situation. And this may not necessarily be to save your life, but there are some very unprepared people who go out into the hills, into the mountains, into the woods, and they're very unprepared. And you might just save somebody's life if you have one of these on you. So yeah, it's just a little tale, and I'm going to have my bushcraft breakfast. Oh man. Oh, is it too early for chicken curry? I think not. Oh man. Oh. Bless you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Bye bye.